Promotional consideration paid for by the following. Catfish Johnny's Restaurant, serving the Lake Pennsauken and surrounding areas since 1990. For the last 33 years, we have strived to serve great food at great prices and a friendly, casual atmosphere. If seafood isn't your thing, our burgers or wings are the best around. We have daily specials too. Check us out on Facebook or Instagram for more information. Central Screen Services LLC, in collaboration with Mask & Sons Incorporated. All screen services are available. We offer a variety of colors, durability, and sizes for all your screening needs. Pool areas, patios, and more. Call 352-603-4099 today for your free estimate. Proudly serving all of Citrus, Sumter, Hernando, Lake, and Pasco counties. To find out more, check them out on Facebook. Lions Only Landscape. Looking for landscaping or trimming done in your yard? They provide services such as landscaping, rocking, curbing, driveways, and more. Proudly serving the Villages area. Reach out to Mike Zapata or Fernando Arredondo for free quotes and more info. Duto Realty is a homegrown business with an eye for getting the job done right. From football games to Sunday school and everything in between, these ladies care about our community and the people in it. Helping buyers and sellers in all of Florida with all types of transactions, including residential, commercial, farm, or vacant land. They do it all. They even offer auction services and sellouts to always get the job done right. We have a special guest. His name is Mr. Carson Wells. Carson, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm good, Billy. Thanks for having me on.
So I don't know if you really remember the first time they ever did the XFL.
No, because I didn't really watch it.
Okay,
2020.
No. This is before that.
Oh,
this is when Vince McMahon was.
Yeah.
And it was more or less just it was a debacle, dude. It was they would put the ball in the middle of the field and they go, and then I don't really remember, but I remember they're scrumming for the ball
Like rugby stuff?
Like rugby. Like that. Whoever got the ball first got the ball first.
Yeah.
It was the most insane crap you've ever seen in your life. And but yeah, it's come a long way. And I think Dwayne Johnson's done a good job with, oh my gosh, the fan base is amazing. I mean, that I believe that St. Louis set that record for indoor.
We said it like 3 straight weeks in a row.
And you didn't have a home game for 3 weeks.
I know.
Tell me a little more about that process, the whole process for where you're at, the facility, and then what do you do on game day?
So the whole league, all 8 teams would stay in Dallas. Okay. We were in Dallas all of training camp and then the whole season. And then we would just travel for our games. So say it's a home game for St. Louis, we would travel to St. Louis. And both teams would fly on the same plane.
Oh, really?
Yeah, whoever's the home team sits up front, whoever's the away team sits in the back.
Okay.
So then you fly.
And then whoever wins gets to sit up front.
That's how it should be. That's really how it should be. But they keep it on the way back.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
That is funny.
Yeah.
If you lose, you gotta be in with the luggage.
All right.
You're like, yeah. All right, I'm going in with the baggage, guys. So where did you practice at?
We practice at it's Mansfield ISD, but in Texas they have, I guess for big games they have separate stadiums just for their like school department. So I guess like put it in our terms, if South Sumter and Wildwood would play every year, it would be at this game, like it's at a neutral site.
You're at neutral site, yeah.
So they have that for high school. So it was a nice like turf field.
Well, yeah, Texas fields are amazing.
They probably hold like 20,000.
Dude, Texas and Oklahoma. Good Lord. My brother coaches out in Enid, or he did, and he's doing baseball now strictly. But oh my gosh, their field looked like a D1 school, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like he sent me pictures, and everybody he would play, they played like a Broken Arrow and a couple other schools he told me about, but their facilities were like amazing, and it's like, oh, dude, that's better than like what Kansas or Arizona or you know what I mean, these bigger colleges that are in the middle of nowhere. You have this big facility here for just a high school game. Yeah. It's crazy,
and it's not even like it got used. That stadium probably gets used 2 or 3 times a year, maybe.
Right.
Like that's where they would play championships and like rival games.
Right. Well,
Crazy.
That's crazy. So you practice there, you fly out. Now I'm gonna ask you the same thing I did like at Colorado. What was the coolest place you played?
St. Louis. By far.
So no, even no away games. Didn't you play? You played at Vegas? So that was at Alliance Stadium.
They didn't, for whatever reason, the Allegiant Stadium, the Death Star, their owner doesn't want XFL team in Vegas.
What?
So he wouldn't let them use his stadium, or he wouldn't let them use the UNLV. He was like, if
UNLV,
he's like, if UNLV lets them play there, he's going to blackball UNLV and won't help them out.
Wow.
So they were playing. That one was a garbage. It was a bad look for the whole league. Like they were playing in a semi-pro baseball stadium.
Wow.
So they either need to get out of Vegas or find something, figure something out. But we played in DC, and they play in the soccer stadium. So it's like a 15,000.
Yeah, I think Orlando did the same thing.
Well, they play at Camping World. Orlando played at Camping
they're
World.
in the Super Bowl? Okay. Well, I thought they played at the soccer stadium.
They probably should, because say you put 10,000 people in a soccer stadium, it's full. Yeah, and it's rowdy.
Right.
If you put 10,000 in a 40, 50,000, it looks...
That's just a lower bowl there, yeah.
It's not as cool. But the DC had, as much as I hate to say that, because we cleared the benches. The first time we played in DC, we cleared the benches twice with them, because they were doing some bull crap. They were on something else. But they had a cool environment. When they sell lemonade, I guess they don't cut the lemons. No. They just put a whole lemon in there. So as soon as like there's a bad call or anything, they start chunking, like the fans start chucking lemons, full lemons. So as soon as something bad happens, I'm just putting my helmet on. I'm like, I'm not getting hit by a lemon.
Wow. Pelton lemons. Wow.
Brandon Grady actually went to that game. He was up there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're having lemons thrown at you, and you're playing in these, slum stadiums. You ready to go back and do it again? Or you want to do something else?
I would do it again if I was on St. Louis.
Yeah. Did they say anything to you? Did they give you, because we had talked earlier, and I said, man, I can't believe you guys didn't make the playoffs. You guys were like a legit team.
Yeah.
Like, I was looking at the standings, and I'm like, this doesn't make any sense.
I know.
But did they say when it was all said and done and the season's over with, did they say anything to you?
So you only signed 1 year contract. So I really don't know how it works with going back. And also, I don't know if it would be the same coaching staff intact.
Right.
Or if they would go, I don't know how all that
do
works.
like a carousel and they keep switching up? That wouldn't be worth it.
I would want to do it if I could guarantee I'd be on St. Louis again. I would do it again.
Dude, I don't know if you saw this or not, but I saw it on social media. This was, and you're not paying attention because everybody's busy and they do their things. And it was April Fool's Day, and that was on Saturday. So you're not thinking about it because it's the weekend. And I see this thing. It says, St. Louis is moving to LA again.
But she had the fans upset.
Everybody was pissed. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's hilarious. And I believed it and I'm not thinking about it, And then I had told somebody at church, I was like, yeah, because I think your dad was there. I was like, yeah, they're moving again?
Man, she had them upset with that. The fact that she said they were moving to LA too had them upset.
Oh yeah, because they're like, too soon.
Yeah,
way too soon.
Yeah.
They're probably like, that should have been our championship.
Literally.
That was our Super Bowl. No, I think it was hilarious, but I was like, oh my gosh. And then I was like, why didn't I think of that? You're not. I mean, I didn't get upset about it, but I was like, dude, that's kind of messed up.
But I know.
Did the team say anything? Did they announce it to the team or say anything about that during a team meeting? Did somebody read it and go, dude, are we moving?
Nah, but we saw it all on social media before we had a team meeting. We thought it was pretty funny.
Oh, okay. Did they bring it up at the meeting and say anything about it? Did the lady, who's the owner? You talking about the same owner that?
The owner of the team or the owner of the league?
The owner of the team.
It was Dave Bowler, or he's like I don't know if it's owner or title, but he's like our GM.
Okay.
He worked in scouting for a long time.
Okay.
He used to work at Arizona State for a while.
Gotcha.
Player personnel there.
Gotcha.
He was a cool guy.
Talk about your coach.
My coach in the XFL was actually Leroy Glover. He played with Jeff Coat on the Cowboys.
Yeah.
He's like a 6-time Pro Bowler on the Cowboys.
Yes, I do remember him now. Wow. Okay. Oh, you got a lot of Cowboys on there. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. No, head coach.
Anthony Beck.
Anthony Beck?
Mm-hmm. He's from Wesley Chapel, where he was staying. I don't think he's originally from there, but
really,
that's where he's living now. Is Wesley Chapel.
Well, that's if you talk to anybody, that's North Tampa now.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, whatever. I mean, it is, but it's not really Tampa. But I get it. That's where I told somebody the other day that's where they should move the Rays. Mm-hmm. Like somewhere like Newport Richie, somewhere out there in the middle of like 52.
Yeah,
I know that's going to make a lot of people mad when I say that, but I'm like, if they're going to build a stadium and they want it to be somewhere that you can get to instead of St. Pete, why not build it there? Or on the other side, the east side of 75, somewhere around there, or whatever. You have Coach Prohl.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
It was cool. His son was on the team too. It was a cool
wide receiver. I think I texted you about like, dude, y'all got Prohl, and
his room was right next because we all stayed in a hotel. His room was right next to mine, so we'd always go eat.
Yeah. You have to watch. I think it's a suit, and a lot of Bucs fans are going to be mad at those. It's America's Game, 1999, the St. Louis Rams, and Prohl came out of nowhere in the NFC Championship game. They went to throw this pass down the field, and the guys on the sideline go, well, Marshall's in the flat. They just see Kurt Warner throw it up. They're like, Marshall's in the flat. Terry Holt's over here. Isaac Bruce is over here. Who's he throwing it to? And he goes, Prohl? One of the coolest. It's a pretty funny moment because they're not expecting this guy to be there. Like he was like the unsung hero. Mm-hmm. Bucs defense was great that year. But Prohl snuck past the coverage, caught the ball. And I think he scored the touchdown. And oh my gosh, it's such a cool moment. But I love the history of the NFL. I love these guys, these ex-players going to be coaches. Mm-hmm. Like, man, if I saw Jim Jeffcoat, I'd be like, bro, that's awesome, man. Yeah. I watched him as a kid growing up. And Leroy Glover, that was more or less, that was middle school area, high school. But a lot of cool guys. Who did you have? I'm trying to think of the other guy that I noticed. You have anybody else? Any other?
We had no, not we had Donnie Abram. He used to play for Tampa Bay. He was a corner.
I do remember him. Okay, yeah, I remember him.
We had Mark Lee. He was the head coach at Wiki Wachi whenever I played. So he remembered coaching against me.
No way.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Awesome.
That was pretty cool.
So you don't know if you're going to get to go back. So what happens if? Are you planning? You're still training? You're gonna. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying
to get my body back right now. We just played 10 straight games. I'm hurting.
Oh, I know. You probably no rest period. So you'll probably hear maybe in the summertime.
Hopefully,
people needing.
They came out with our XFL contract. We can't officially sign with the NFL team until May 15th.
Oh, okay. So it's only
we got a couple
weeks. 2 weeks. Yeah. I was going to ask you when you went to the Patriots, did you get to meet Belichick?
I saw him in the hallway.
Okay.
He's a little short.
Yeah, he's a short guy.
I didn't realize he was that short.
But he's
on TV. He always looks like kind of big.
Yeah, they make him out to be bigger than he is, but. That's a coach that you want to pick his brain.
I know.
Yeah. When you went to, did you see Vrabel at Tennessee?
No, I wouldn't. At the Tennessee from the time we started, they probably picked me up from the hotel about 6. Yeah. I was probably done by it. You get a physical, change clothes, put on cleats, whatever, do the workout. I was probably done by 8:30.
Oh wow!
Like they get you in, get you out.
Yeah,
moving.
They ain't playing.
No.
Is it like the mafia? They pick you up at the airport and like
pick you up at the airport in the all black town car. Man, they know how to play games.
You're like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
Especially in Boston.
I know. And you fly into Boston and Foxborough is probably a 45-minute drive.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
Did you go to their facilities?
Mm-hmm.
I heard it's really nice.
Yeah.
Facilities are really nice. Did you take the tour of stadium or anything, or go to the stadium or?
With the Patriots, their facilities are a part of their stadium.
Right.
With the Titans, it was two different things. Their stadiums over in downtown Nashville.
Yeah.
And then they practice maybe 15 minutes outside of Nashville.
Yeah, they're breaking ground for a new one, a new stadium.
Who is?
Tennessee.
Yep,
Nashville. Even though that stadium's not. Oh my gosh! When they first started, that was they used to play games at Vanderbilt.
Mm-hmm.
And then they finally got one built, and that stadium's only 20.
It looked nice. 23
years old. It's not very old at all. So what are your plans now? You're just gonna hang out. You're helping your dad, dude. Every time I see you
he's already put me to work,
bro. Every time I see you on social media, you're always working cows, and you're like back at it.
That's all we got to do, man.
It's like a portal. You go your football into a cowboy, and it's like. What's that like living on a big ranch like that? Y'all have a bunch of land.
I love it. There's no other way I would have chosen to grow up.
Yeah.
I literally it's like a little safe haven. Yeah. Whenever I miss just driving around, just take the dogs and just drive around.
Yeah. Your parents are amazing. Your dad is so cool. Your dad he'll never not talk to me, which is good. I like that. What I mean by that, he's a very sociable person.
A little butter. Well, he's cooped up on the ranch, so as soon as he gets some human interaction,
I thought that
he has no off button. He has no off button. I'm like,
I love it though. I love talking to Mr. Larry. I'm like, dude. I see him at church. And he'll
be talking to somebody, and they'll like kind of be inching away, and then he'll just keep going towards them. I'm like, man, come on. I'll tap him on the shoulder. Like, he's got no social cues. He's gotten better. I've been coaching him up, but he's got no social cues. I'm like, dude, they're trying to leave, man. They got something to do. Let's go.
Dude, I went through a period of my life, and I don't know what caused this, and I know it's been a while since I've actually done it, but say you and I are having a conversation. I remember doing this to somebody in my family. We're sitting there having a conversation. We'd be talking about football. And I just walk away.
You have to do that with him sometimes.
But I'm like, and then I would come back and go, what were we talking about? I don't know what triggered it. Mm-hmm. But there was a period, for 3 years I did that. I remember talking to my uncle. We had a birthday or something. Mm-hmm. At my mom and dad's house, I'm sitting there talking to them, and my uncle just sitting there eating a chip, oh, okay, whatever. And so that's funny. No, your dad's awesome. Your mom is a sweetheart. Let me tell you. Oh my gosh, and she is your biggest fan, bro. Mm-hmm. She is your biggest fan. Miss Patty is amazing. She gives it 100%. She loves the kids at school. So just amazing people, dude. I know how you feel because I'm truly blessed to have parents that I have. I know you have the same feeling because they're just amazing. What did your dad teach you about football that made you want to do it so much? Because some people it gets tiring after a while. There's a lot of people, especially today in today's society. We have the attention span of a gnat now. That's why. People are like, when I do these podcasts and they're 2 hours and I got to split them up into part 1, part 2, they're like, how do you stay on there so long? And I'm like, just talking to people.
Yeah.
I can't imagine having a conversation with somebody for 14 seconds and getting a lot out of it. You know what I mean? Obviously. But it's like, what do you expect? You gotta be able to open up, talk to people. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to start doing this is because there are a lot of people that don't know Carson Wells. They know of Carson Wells. They know of Boo Hart. They know of Earl Everett. They don't know these people. Mm-hmm. And I love shining light on people that deserve it. They deserve that spotlight. You do a lot for our kids. You weren't a troublemaker in high school. And I'm not saying you're perfect by any means, but for what people want in a person, you are it. You know what I mean? Like, everybody, and you're a role model, whether you want to be or not. And I think that's a lot of people, they don't ever take that into consideration when they're at that platform. A lot of people, if you're not Facebook friends with me, but the night before the draft, you came over and played Madden with Jace. Mm-hmm. And at the time, he was 8 years old. Bro, that meant the world to him. Mm-hmm. You're potentially, I mean, what if you went on that night or the night before or the night after, whatever it was, and you went on and he saw you get drafted, mm-hmm. and he's like, look, that's just an accomplishment itself. Somebody being from where we are, it's just pure motivation, man. Mm-hmm. I appreciate all the hard work, and you can contest to that you can't get anywhere without hard work. Your ability is one thing, but you got to put in the time. So I love watching you play. I love watching all our guys play, but it's like Carson was a bonus this year. You were like a bonus. So it's an amazing feeling when you see someone out there and you go, look, there's Carson. Mm-hmm. I tell Jason, there's Carson, he made the tackle. XFL wise, speed, is it the same? Is it like, because I know you're older, you're not in college anymore. So the speed's got to be definitely different. The speed of the game.
I wouldn't.
Versus the because you played a preseason game in Cincinnati. Can you give a comparison to that? Is it about the same?
From high school to college is by far the biggest jump.
Right.
From college, I would when being a Power 5 school, and we weren't even we were middle of the road 5 and 7 every year. Like we were average. But then you play, and I don't mean this to sound bad. But when we would play San Diego State or Colorado State, right, there's a big speed gap between Power 5 and Group of 5 teams. There's a gap.
Right.
Not as big for every team, because you see teams like App State. They should have beat North Carolina. They did beat Texas A&M. It's not as big. Like some teams still have that. But consistently, there's a big gap. And then you get from Power 5 to college, or from Power 5 to NFL, and but it's not as much a speed gap. There's just no wasted movement. From whenever you get to the NFL, there's no false steps. Right. Guys make their read, make their step, and they go. Right. Like there's no wasted movement. So if you were already building good habits, because there's this thing, 10,000 hours. It takes 10,000 hours to perfect anything that you do. Right. So if you took your 10,000 hours serious in college and you built your technique, built your steps, you're fine. Yeah. But it's the guys who in college just relied purely on athleticism to make plays. Right. That's where you see them fall behind, I feel like.
Right. Absolutely. Now, are you thinking about coaching later on, or are you gonna?
That's what I was talking with my dad about it, because I have like a PhD in football. Right. Like if I don't use it somewhere, it's just a waste.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Do you think? I'm trying to figure out how to. Do you think this transfer portal now is hurting, or is it better for our kids?
I feel the one time I agree with the one time
kids, college athletes.
I agree with the one time change, because during my time in Colorado, I got recruited by Mike McIntyre, and then he got fired. So then I had Mel Tucker for 1 year, and then he left and went to Michigan State, and then I had Carl Durrell. So I had 3 different head coaches over 5 years. Yeah. So for an athletic director to make a change and just fire a guy, or for a coach to just pick up and leave. Right. the student athlete has no say in that. And you get promised things, you get told things by the coach that brought you in, and as soon as he leaves, those things go with him.
Right.
So I feel like as a student athlete, it kind of levels the playing field for you. And then a lot of times you get lied to. Like I didn't get lied to, but a lot of times,
absolutely,
guys, they get promised things.
Oh yeah, they get promises.
They get there and it's no longer to get the kid on campus. The coach has to do a lot of butt kissing.
Absolutely.
And as soon as you step foot on campus, you're locked in, or you used to be locked in. So things would change. It's like Jack on Hyde. You get two different people.
Right.
Once you step foot on campus. So I feel like it's good. And you got to get in the right fit. Like you got to find the right place for you. And sometimes you're 17, 18-year-old kid, and you don't make that decision right the first time.
Right.
Kind of gives you a second chance. I mean, say you get a job, and then after 3-4 months, you find out that's not the job you like. So I'm gonna go over here. Right. It's the same concept to me.
Absolutely. Do you think Coach Prime's gonna do a good job at Colorado?
He's upsetting a lot of people with what he's doing, but I mean, we were 1-11 last year, so in order to change, something has to change.
Yeah, he's cleaning house.
I don't know anybody left on staff, and I know like maybe 10 people left on the team. Wow. But from what I've heard, he's kind of asking people to hit the road. So I mean, they just got, even with all the people left that are leaving, we were 10 under on scholarships, and then we just got 4 commitments, 2 from FSU in like the last 2 days. Right. So I mean, he obviously has a plan with what he's doing. So hopefully he does good.
Well, like I said earlier about a mulligan, everybody likes a mulligan. Mm-hmm. I mean, so there are situations where, like you said, if a player's been lied to or set up, I would say, because it's more of a setup, because eventually they're going to get the rug pulled out from underneath them. Then I think it's okay. I mean, obviously, I think they should do what's best for them. And I'm not in any way, shape, saying that, they have to stay there. But it's like we have I don't want to say we do, but it sounds like we have a problem with commitment. Because you get a kid that goes to a university, could go anywhere, say University of Miami. They get there and they don't like it. And they go, I'm going to transfer to Florida State, or I'll transfer to Florida. And they don't like it there. If I'm playing and I see somebody transfer 3 times,
it definitely raises a red flag.
No doubt. And my first question is going to be, or not question, but thought is, it's probably them. Mm-hmm. It's like somebody married 12 times. You know? Like, it's not them. Yeah. There's something wrong. You have to analyze yourself, I don't know. I think college football is getting a little overwhelming. I know a lot of people that are going, I would rather watch pro. And for years, I never heard that. Mm-hmm. I always heard college football's the best because those kids are playing for something. Mm-hmm. Well, now they're really playing for something. They're playing for a paycheck, just like pro, because whether or not you want to say they're getting a paycheck, they're getting incentives or signing bonuses or whatever, NIL deals, whatever. It all comes down to the same thing. It's money. And I absolutely agree with you. Those big-time universities are making tons of money off these kids. Yeah. No, I don't think – I think any sanctions or whatever that people had to pay earlier, like people that lost stuff, like I think Reggie Bush had to give up one of his Heismans.
Yeah. He should get that back.
He should get it
because his mom got a car or something.
Now, at the time, I was all for it. Like, hey, you do the crime.
I grew up watching Reggie was like the first year that I could watch football and kind of know what was going on. I love Reggie.
Yeah. I wasn't a big Reggie Bush fan because I didn't like USC.
We played at USC and Reggie Bush was on the sideline. I was fangirling. Oh my God, that's Reggie. That's one of the few times in my life I was fangirling.
Yeah, you were geeking out.
Yeah.
What?
I was shaking. I was like, oh my God, that's Reggie.
Dude, that's like I said, that's what you are to kids now. I mean, they see you and they go, oh my gosh, like there's Carson Wells. It's just on another spectrum, you know. But don't get me wrong, I would have been the same way if I saw Emmitt Smith growing up. Like, yeah, that's Emmitt Smith. What? No, I get it, but like we had talked about with earlier guests, there's got to be some kind of change. They got to regulate it
with the.
I don't know how they're going to do it.
The portal in my eyes is fine because you have a one-time free transfer.
Right.
What they have to regulate in my eyes is the NIL, because
absolutely
now there's tampering. There's as soon as somebody hits the portal, you come here, you get $5 million, whatever for the top names. I mean, it's not happening for everybody.
Yeah.
Maybe your top 30, 40 guys might get something like that. But it's putting a bigger gap between your average college football team and Bama, Ohio State, Georgia, SC.
Well, you do a comparison of Bama versus.
You look at the Florida quarterback, Rashada, whatever. He was supposed to get $13.5 million, and they were like, whatever. We'll segment it out. And he's like, nah, and then went to Arizona State. So Arizona State had to be offering him something too.
Right.
Because it's the whole reason he committed to Florida.
Well, I think it's tough to not commit, but to offer somebody something that they don't even see any kind of production off them yet.
You're not getting a return on that.
No, you're right. That's it's
not sustainable.
Right. And it's like the kid, we said this with Kinley. I told Coach Kinley, I said, the kid that from California that's supposedly going, and this could very well change.
To
Tennessee with a 3-year, $8 million deal. That kid isn't even taking a snap yet.
How do you know he's not going to? I get paying, like Caleb Williams going to USC.
Yeah.
I would pay him $8 million because you know what you're going to get. He's vested. Like you know exactly what you're going to get on the field. You don't know what you're getting out of a 17, 18-year-old high school kid. He could easily be a bust.
No.
More quarterbacks bust than actually make it.
Now, don't get me wrong. It's not just football. Basketball does the same thing. Mm-hmm. Basketball, they go to high schools or middle schools, and I believe baseball does the same thing. I want to say baseball, but I know basketball does it for sure. I've seen an example. But they'll go to a middle school, 13, 14-year-old kid, and go, hey, you commit now. That kid don't even know where he's going to be in 5 years. Mm-hmm. He could totally be over that sport by then. I don't know. Just promotional consideration paid for by the following. Kona Ice. Kona Ice is a shaved ice truck that brings a one-of-a-kind tropical experience to you. Guests can flavor their own Kona Ice on our signature flavor wave, dance to our island music tunes, and enjoy a nutritious and delicious treat. Contact Jeremy and Marissa at 352-403-0515. Don't forget to follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Pat's Taps at Catfish Johnny's. Pat's Taps is Lake Penosofsky's newest tap room, offering 14 rotating craft beers on tap. We also offer bottled domestic beers, seltzers, ciders, and wine, as well as a variety of appetizers and pub. Our family-friendly tap room is a great place to come hang out and enjoy some one-of-a-kind craft beer. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, or the Untapped app. Is the exterior of your home or business covered in dirt, mildew, or mold? Driveway or walkway stained? Pressure King can make your siding, deck, vents, and concrete look new again with no damage. Pressure King has cleaned the exterior of houses and businesses all over Sumter County area. Usually it takes less than a day and costs less than you would expect. Call AJ at 352-457-7209. Do you like baseball at all? Do you watch baseball?
I don't really watch it too much.
Yeah. I didn't know if you
I like basketball.
You have favorite. Is basketball your favorite or football?
If I could grow 6 inches and go play basketball today, I would do it.
You like what was his name from Florida State? Oh my gosh, not Peter Warwick, but the other guy. Played for the Knicks. Anyways, Florida State quarterback, Heisman Trophy winner, goes and plays basketball.
I'm telling you, 6'10", big man. I'm dicing stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going crazy.
Who would you want to play for?
The Lakers.
Man. Man.
No, probably the Heat. I like Jimmy.
Yeah.
I like Jimmy.
Yeah. I don't get to follow. I don't want to say I don't get to. I don't follow it as much because NBA has kind of ruined itself as well with the free agency thing. In my opinion, this is just my opinion. But you got to look at go back 20 years ago, and you had your teams who had, so 20 years ago was 2003. So look at your teams then. The Lakers had Kobe and Shaq. And you had the Spurs who had Tim Duncan and the French guy, whatever his name is. I forgot his name. Anyways, but you only had so many teams that were it wasn't like it was like, hey, I'll play with you this year, and next year I'm gonna go play with them. It's like it goes back to the whole commitment thing again. I feel like sports in general has just kind of, I don't know, just taking a turn where they're like, you know what, let's just see where this goes.
See, I feel it from a player's perspective because I forget dude's name, but a few years ago, dude was on San Antonio on the bench during the game and got traded mid-game. He found out he got traded by looking up at the Jumbotron.
Yeah.
Like, there's no commitment from the owners, so I'd feel that's how I view it from the
well, absolutely. It just can't be one way. Yeah. So it can't be just from a player's perspective. So it's a total package. Mm-hmm. But baseball is definitely like that, especially when trade deadlines come. Mm-hmm. You'll have a guy playing the game. He'll be out in the outfield, and they're like, hey, Tom, come on.
That's
you're
crazy.
You're going to the Mets or something. You're like,
that's wild.
What? You're like, I don't even get to finish it. Nope, come on. Get out,
man.
We don't want you out here anymore.
It's a business.
It definitely is. And that's it's almost scary. Like, I want to ask Kiki so many questions about the NFL, mm-hmm. and it's almost scary. Like, I don't really want to because I have a feeling. Because like I said, I'm a Cowboys fan. And when he played at the Cowboys, it was like one of the happiest things ever. I was like, yes, man. Kiki's at the Cowboys? Yeah. And then, it wasn't bad, but he had a good experience there. But I was talking to him last year at the game, and I said something about the Bucs. I said, man, I wish you were still in Dallas. And he said, yeah. And I go, well, and I'm like, oh God, did you have a bad experience? And he's like, no. I'm like, oh, okay, God. Oh, okay. Because I'm like, I don't want to support something that's negative. You know what I mean? No matter how much I love it, you don't want to support something that's bad, Mm-hmm. But the thing is, you never know. You'll never know the real truth behind it all. So that's why I like getting all the inside pieces and form my own opinion about it. Mm-hmm. But it's better than being ignorant about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you're like, no, that's not my team. No. And I'm sure everybody does it. They all, like you said, it's a business. Everybody does what they're supposed to do to keep afloat, But they better take care of their players. That's all I'm saying. Mm-hmm. But an organization like that or any other team, you have those guys that come back, those 5-6 guys that are Hall of Famers. They come. If they didn't get treated well, they wouldn't come back. Mm-hmm. They would never. Who in their right mind would represent someone that was bad? They're not paying them. They might take care of them, but like, hey, you can come to the game for free anytime you want, or mm-hmm. you can be up in my box or whatever. But I don't know. Just as a whole, you just hope and that everything's good. It's not like you're like, wow, I have a whole game room full of jerks, like, you know what I mean? It's like, you're not hoping that, but you find out, like certain college teams, when they say they're going to go, like the player says, hey, I'm out. It's like when Kiki played, and they found out he wasn't coming back. Him and like Hargraves and a whole bunch of other guys who were going to the draft. They're like, okay, well, they just okay, see you. They didn't try to even make him stay. Like okay, whatever. So I don't know. It's different, but so I'm hoping that you will hear something very soon. I absolutely want the best for you. So I guess you just gotta have to keep grinding. Which it's not like you
just
did it already.
Control what you can control,
right? And it is what it is. And I think you took that not getting drafted very well. I think you took it as a very positive thing and not as a negative thing. Like you're talking about the highs and lows. You could have very well stayed on that low road and just said, well, nobody wants me, and that's not the case. It's just all about timing. Timing is so crucial in that type of business or whatever. You look at some people that look at Boo Hart, Clinton. I mean, he had to go. I told him, I said, I want to do a documentary on you. And he's like, I got all these videos. I'm like, dude, let's do it. I will put something together just to show somebody how hard you had to go, like the road, the journey, to get where you are. So I think you're not finished. Obviously, I think you've got plenty of time, but I just keep doing what you're doing. We are 100% behind you. This community is behind you. I have never, ever heard anybody say something negative about Carson Wells, which is a good thing. Yeah. And regardless if you ever do sports or whatever, that speaks volumes in life. And you don't know how important it is. As you get older, you're like, man, I hope they, like I said, resetting, going somewhere else. I hope they don't find out about that one time, I did something really stupid, But, just keep it up. Keep doing what you're doing. We're really proud of you.
Appreciate it.
And hopefully we'll see you out on our field soon. Maybe in a couple of years you can come out and help coach a little bit.
Maybe.
What do you think about our new stadium?
It's cool. I mean, once they put the turf down, get it going.
Yeah, it's a slow process. Because that's something you don't want to rush. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Let's get in a hurry, and then we messed up.
I know.
You're like, okay, we got to tear back up again. I mean, I'm sure that's happened before, but it's one of those things where you really don't want that to happen. I was going to ask you a couple more things. Are you how's but everything else is good? Life is good?
Yeah, I get my master's in a week. I'm gonna go back out to Colorado and walk.
Right.
Because I didn't get to walk the first time.
Oh, that's cool.
Because I was in the middle of COVID.
So you go out there and walk. Okay, that's awesome. That's so cool, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna go up there and
try to meet prime time?
Are you serious? You gonna go there? Dude, you gotta
I'm definitely gonna meet him.
Oh, that'd be awesome, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I mean, that's another guy like
2-time Pac-12, man. I'm on the wall. I promise, I'm on the wall.
I'm sure you don't have to go and say, "Hey, I'm Carson Wells. I'm an alumni here." I'm sure they're like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" There's probably somebody who's still there.
I know I'm real cool with the football athletic director, Lance Carl. He's who because they're paying for the rest of my masters. Okay. So I'm real tight with him. So hopefully I can get him to make a introduction.
Oh, that would be.
He's like my little hype man out there.
Dude, that'd be so cool, man. What do you going back to Colorado? Because that's part of your life too. You'll always be an alumni there. Is that something that you think? Do you think Colorado is someone that could compete for a national championship?
They should be able to. We have the facilities. The city is a great college town.
Oh yeah.
You got the mountains right there.
Yeah.
There's no reason they shouldn't be. I don't think they'll win 10 games this year. I'm not saying that, but there's no reason they shouldn't be competing
All right.
for a championship, at least the Pac-12 championship.
Right. Are they going to add anybody else to the Pac? It used to be Pac-10, now Pac-12.
So USC and UCLA are supposed to leave.
What are they?
2025. They're going to the Big Ten. I don't think they thought that one all the way through because you got to play. Because they always got protected.
Which is the Big 14 or whatever. It's not the Big 10 anymore.
They always got protected.
Why is it?
Because they would play the cold games. The Pac-12 would protect them, and they would play Colorado, Utah, Washington, like all the cold games.
Right.
They would give UCLA and USC those early on, so they wouldn't be snow games.
Oh.
Now they're about to have to go to East Lansing, Columbus, New Jersey. Like they're going to get all these cold games in the middle of November.
Not only that, the time frame. You're talking about going. That's a
4 or 5 hour flight every away game too.
That's what sucks about. They've always said about Seattle or like L.A., the Rams or the Chargers, whatever. 49ers. They say they have an East Coast game, and then for some reason they'll have it where they'll play the next week. Will be like it'll say it's a Thursday night game. And then they're like, well, we're just going to stay here because next week we're coming back to play Miami or something like that. So like we'll just fly down there, cut out the middleman and the travel.
Mm-hmm.
People don't understand. That is a long way away.
I know.
I can't believe they're going to join the Big Ten or whatever it is.
I don't think they thought that one all the way through.
Bro, that's crazy, man. I could see him trying to do the Big 12 or whatever. They need to rename these things because the Big 10 has not been in the Big 10 for years. They've had like 14 teams in there.
The Big 12 only had 10, and then they lost Texas, or they're about to lose Texas and Oklahoma. Now they're gaining.
That's right.
4 more.
Because they're going to the SEC, which they had Missouri and they had
Texas A&M.
Texas A&M. That's right. That's right. Things are crazy, man. It's like a roulette wheel.
I know.
You're like, all right, whatever.
Pac-12 should add like Fresno State, San Diego State. Maybe BYU's going to the Big 12. Maybe Boise State.
Right.
Something like that.
I forgot to ask you, did you ever have a favorite player growing up? Football player?
When I was young, Reggie Bush.
So you did like Reggie Bush all the way. Okay. I know you mentioned him, but I didn't know if that was your favorite or you just
What's really funny is so I like Reggie, and then after he left, I kind of took to liking Oregon just because you're a little kid and you like the uniforms. And my dad and brother were always like, "You're never gonna go to Oregon. Like, why do you like Oregon?" And then when I got the Oregon offer, I'm like, It's just funny how God works like that.
Yeah. I think Coach Sherman told me about Kiki wanting to go to Oregon, and he went out there for the Nike thing. And
that's a long flight,
dude. You realize how far that is? You're like, oh my god,
6.5 hours, 7 hour flight,
dude. When we flew to Vegas, it was like 4.5, 5 hours. I'm like, that's enough.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. Don't get me wrong. I would love to fly abroad. Like I want to go out of the U.S. But I'm like thinking about the flight. I'm like, oh man. You go to Europe. I'm like, it better be first class because I ain't.
I need one of those ones with like little beds that you lay in.
Yeah, like a little, it's like a little studio apartment in there. Yeah, I said the same thing I told Nicole. I said, if we ever go to Europe, it's got to be first class. There's no way. That's an 8-hour flight, 8+, wherever you're going.
Mm-hmm. You'll probably have to fly to New York before you can even fly over.
Right. Now the flight to New York, I can do coach. I can do whatever. Yeah. I can do that regularly. Whatever. That's a couple hour. But going across the pond, negative.
I know.
I'm not. There's no way. Got any travel plans you're gonna do? I remember when you left Colorado, you did like a big road trip.
Yeah, I was driving. I was just my girl flew out and we drove my truck back.
How was that?
It was cool. We stopped by Texas A&M, saw College Station, their big stadium.
Yeah.
Stopped by LSU and saw Death Valley. Yeah. And I'm like posting all these pictures on my story. And then our compliance lady, she calls me. She's like, if you're – because I still had another year of eligibility. She's like, if you're transferring, like you have to put your name in the portal first. Like everybody thought I was just because I was taking visits.
You're like,
I was like, no, I'm just on vacation.
I'm just a football fan. I like stadiums.
LSU was cool. They got Mike the Tiger out there.
Yeah, I've never been. I would love to go, but obviously I'm not going to a game there, especially not against Florida. I hear they're super nice fans though, but we went to Texas that time. We went to see Kiki out there for the Cowboys. We drove back and it was like, I don't know, 5:30 in the morning. They had the lights on in the stadium. It was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. You could see it was like shining like a beacon. You're going over the bridge right there in Baton Rouge, and you're like, wow, this is really cool. Mm-hmm. So that's as far as I got to it. I've never really seen it, but I heard about Mike the Tiger. Earl Everett tells a story about Mike, how they put him right at the visitors' locker room
and bang on his cage when they came up. Yeah.
Man. And Earl said, that was probably the scariest thing I ever had in my life. He's got this little, it's probably about an acre big exhibit that he just kind of paces back and forth the whole time. And I'm sitting there with my girl and my dog. And he didn't really care about the dog, but a dude in a wheelchair went by. Oh, man.
He wanted to get out of there for the dude in the wheelchair. He wanted all of that. It was crazy. Like, he was like pouncing at the glass.
He knew he wasn't going to be able to run. That dog could run.
Yeah.
That guy was going to have to do a burnout.
I thought he was about to break out of the glass for that dude. It's crazy.
Oh, my gosh. That's crazy. Wow.
He like kind of snuck up on him and then pounced at the glass.
I've seen animals do that to kids. Like, you'll see them stalk them. And
that's exactly how he's doing.
Wow. That's crazy. You're glad that's like a 3-inch plexiglass.
I don't even know if it was that thick. I was kind of worried.
It's probably not. I'm just probably trying to.
You don't have to run faster than the tiger. You just got to run faster than the dude in the wheelchair. Probably messed up, but that's survival instincts.
Nothing against the guy in the wheelchair, but I'm thinking that it's amazing that the tiger knew. I mean, who's to say it knew? But what I'm saying is, it knew this guy, like they do in a pack. Like they pick out the animal that's hurt or whatever. I mean, I don't know what the guy was in the wheelchair for, but God, I hope it was.
Man,
crazy. Anyways, but you know what I'm saying? Like the tiger knew. It's crazy. That's so. You got to think about this tiger now. That guy's like, oh God.
It scared him because he saw.
Wait, was it a wheelchair? Or was it like a
wheelchair?
Okay, dude. If he would have the little stick. Dude, you just can't get away from. You can't outrun a tiger, anyways. You're done. Yeah. You can't outrun him even if you're like an athlete.
I mean, standing on all fours, they're like this tall. It's a big deal.
Have you ever seen the video where the guys are on the elephants? This is no joke. I don't know if you've seen it or not. It's on YouTube. Guys are on elephants. They got to be somewhere in Asia, and you see this tiger come through the tall grass, and the Joker comes up at him, mm-hmm. like full, like Michael Jordan, kind of. and they're like whacking them, like, okay, dude, you're done. Man. You're done. You can't go anywhere. Where are you gonna go?
We had a question. Like our social media girl would ask us like questions coming off to get content, and one of the questions was, "What is the biggest animal that you think you could take down, like with just your hands?"
Yeah.
And somebody said a tiger. I'm like, you're crazy. Like a koala bear, maybe. Like with just your bare hands, like no gun, no nothing. You're not taking down a tiger. Somebody said a crocodile. I'm like, you're crazy.
What is it?
I'm like, y'all are just.
They were high,
dude. Man,
they had that Rocky Mountain high, bro. They were eating gummies before practice or something. There's no way.
With just your bare hands, I'm like, you're crazy,
dude.
You're not even taking down a large dog. Like a German Shepherd's gonna kill you.
Yeah, just look at a deer. You ever seen the videos of a deer coming at you in the woods?
Yeah. If you look at my dad, he's got a little butt chin right here because he got hit with a deer hoof.
Oh man, he got struck by a deer. Wow, that's hilarious.
Yeah, he's got a little butt chin next time you see him. Selling them out.
gonna hate me, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, hey, what happened right here?
Then just walk away after you say that.
Yeah, like, hey, I know. Oh, dude, that's hilarious. How's your dog doing?
She's great. I love her.
Yeah,
I missed her the most.
Male or female?
Female.
I didn't think of it. I've only seen pictures. I think.
Yeah, she's about.
No, wait, you had it at the. I think you had it at the complex, maybe.
Probably.
Yeah.
I take her everywhere with me.
Dude, I want a corgi so bad, dude.
She's great. Very sassy though. Very sassy.
But they're super smart.
She is.
Wow. Is she crated?
Is she what?
Crated? Like put in a crate?
Oh yeah. She loves her crate.
Dude, that is like that's like the second dog I've heard that's a corgi that like will go to their crate when it's time to go.
She'll sleep in her crate even if the door's open. Like at night, she'll just sleep in her crate.
Wow. That's awesome. But are they like that's a dog that's like too smart for its own self? Like
you got to give her something to do.
Oh my gosh.
She loves shoes. If you don't give her something to do, she'll tear up shoes.
Just give her a piece of rubber.
I give her pieces of leather, like from we got scrap leather from saddles. So
Right.
I'll give her a piece of leather like this, and she'll eat it all in like an hour.
Oh my gosh.
Then she'll throw up.
Yeah, that's normally how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Our dog likes to eat the like for outside the roach bait.
Man,
I go in there one day and I hear her go like she's eating a Lego, and I'm like, dude, what do you got in your mouth? It's a black combat.
She fine?
Roach? Yeah, she's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
That's crazy.
She has a limp now. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, for real.
No, but I'm like, where did you get this from? And it had to be outside, because bugs are everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So on the patio there was one, and I don't know how she got it, bro. But I'm like, dude, and I'm talking to the dog like it knows. Like I don't know why I have to tell you not to eat.
She knows.
I'm like, I hope it didn't taste good.
There's no way it tasted good.
No, but I don't think she got to the poison part. Like, she's fine. Okay, she's fine. But how do you prepare yourself? I mean, my parents told me when I was a kid I ate a Christmas bulb. I mean, come on, that's glass.
I tried to swallow a deviled egg whole,
but at least that's soft. Now I could see that getting caught.
I still choked on it.
Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah. My dad had these old school speakers. It was like the foam ones, on the outside. He said he's sitting there watching TV and he looks at it and he goes, what the hell? I got a mouthful of that foam. They're like, what are you, a goat? Come on. We raised you better than that. The Christmas bulb is what I thought. I'm like, how did I pass that? Who eats a bulb?
Man, how big was it?
Now that I don't know. But I'm like, man, the 80s was a different place.
Builds character.
You ain't kidding.
That's what I had to teach Jace on Madden.
Oh, dude, you were relentless. Dude, oh my gosh, dude.
Did you post the final score on Facebook?
No, I did not. You killed him.
Yeah. It builds character. Got to start him young.
Oh, well, listen, bro. I appreciate you coming by today. Oh, my gosh. I could sit here all day and just talk like that. I'm wishing you the best of luck. I know what you're capable of doing. I've seen it. I'm a big fan. Anyone watching this podcast that is thinking about wanting to go play football needs to find any kind of film on Carson Wells. And he will show you how to do it the right way. I just, I'm so glad you were able to make it. And you were like, dude, as soon as I text you, you're like, yeah. And I'm like, bro, you're like the easiest guy to add to the show, man.
My guy, dude.
Your Highness, Your Highness was willing. Everybody's been willing. I don't want to say they have. No, I didn't have to negotiate. I'm just saying. But you were like, bro, I'm there. I'm like, sweet.
When you want me there?
Jacinto was the same way. He's like, bro, yeah, whenever. I'd love to have you back on again, and we'll have more stories. But like I said, I'm wishing you the best. Just take this time slow. Don't wish it too fast. And I mean, good luck to you. I mean, I love to see. I don't care what you're playing, XFL, college football, preseason football. I love watching you on the big screen, and just knowing someone out there is someone hardworking and loves the game of football, and represents our community and our Raider Nation very well. So by saying that, I'm going to sign off. Guys, don't forget to let me switch cameras here. Don't forget to check us out on YouTube and Spotify, The Goblay Show. And next guest we'll have is another mystery. We'll see who comes up with. But stay tuned. It's just going to get better and better. And like always, guys, it's about that time. We'll check you later. Have a good one, guys.